Hi, I'm Renee, the career coach, an HR professional, recruiter, and career coach, and I'm helping you get hired in a career that you will truly enjoy. So you're applying to job after job and putting in your resumes and your application, and you're not hearing anything back. No email, no phone call. And if you are hearing something back, it's a rejection letter. And quite frankly, you're tired of it. And you want to know why you're not hearing back and why you're getting rejected for these jobs that you're qualified for. That is why in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you 8 reasons why you're not hearing back after you submit your application. So stick around. So first off, it's important to know what is happening when a recruiter sees your application and your resume. And as a recruiter myself, I can tell you that this is how it goes down. They see your resume come through, they look it over, and they will put you in one of 3 categories. The first category is the all-stars. These are the candidates that have sold themselves very well on their resume and align their skills with the job, and the recruiter looks at their resume and they think, wow, this person could really do the job well and we need to bring them in for an interview. And those people get called for an interview first. Then there's the second category, and most people, I'll be honest, fall into this category, and that is that they're the maybes. Basically, the recruiter looks at them and they think, they might work for this role, and they kind of set them aside. And what's going to happen is they're going to go through all the all-star candidates first, and then if they need more candidates, then they'll pick people out of the maybe list. And then there's the third list, and these are the not qualified. Basically, these are people that are putting their resume in and it does not align with the job that they have applied for. And the recruiter right off the bat can see that their resume doesn't really sell them, and so they get rejected. So now to go into the 8 reasons why you're not hearing back after you submit your application. And the reason number 1 is that you're not tailoring your resume to the job that you've applied for. Tailoring your resume to the job description is the number 1 thing that you should be doing. A lot of the times people will have a generic resume that kind of touches on their skills and their qualifications, and they'll just throw that resume out to a lot of jobs in a sub-industry category. And while it doesn't get you necessarily rejected right away, it also doesn't get you put in that top category of an all-star. And we want to be in the all-star category. And so in order to do that, what you need to do is tailor your resume to the job. And this is something that I help my clients with specifically. So if you're not really sure how to tailor your resume or what that means exactly, then feel free to reach out to me on my website, reneethecareercoach.com, and I would be more than happy to work with you. Reason number 2 kind of aligns with reason number 1, but it's that you're not effectively selling yourself on your resume. And what it means to sell yourself on your resume is to really let the recruiter know, I would be able to do this job because of X, Y, and Z. And really spelling it out for them based on the last positions that you've held and what you were able to do in those positions. A lot of the times candidates will have their resumes written out more like job responsibilities, and it kind of feels like you're reading a job description rather than having it written out as very quantifiable results and these accomplishments that you've had. You want to really sell it. Why are you a great fit for this role? Show them on your resume, because ultimately that's really what we want to know as recruiters. Why should we hire this candidate? What can they bring to the company and what value? And you don't need to write a whole entire essay to show that. There is a very strategic way that you can write your resume to really sell yourself without having to go in depth about what you've done. And again, this is something that I specifically help my clients with. And so if you are interested in working with me, then again, you can reach out to me through my website. Reason number 3 is that you didn't take action after submitting your application. So many people will submit application after application and then just sit back and wait. And a lot of the times that's not what you should be doing. You need to be proactive about your applications and make sure that you are following up. So how do you actually follow up after sending in your application? Well, look up the company on LinkedIn. See who you can find if you have any connections in this company, or look and see if you can find who the hiring manager is or somebody in talent acquisition that you can reach out to. Send them a quick little email or a little message on LinkedIn, and you basically let them know, hey, I've applied for this position. And what this is going to do is bring you to the front of the pack. They're going to go and they're going to find your application. And more often than not, after doing this, they will reach out to you and schedule an interview. Now, it's not foolproof, and there may be some reasons why you still don't hear back, but your chances of getting contacted are much higher than if you just sit back and wait. But there is a fine line, and this leads to number 4,
which is you followed up too much and now you look desperate.
You don't want to be annoying about your follow-ups. After you submit your application and you're following up, you just send one email and then let the chips fall where they may, because you don't want to be annoying or desperate, because that could just hurt your chances in the future of getting contacted by this company. Reason number 5 that you're not hearing back after submitting an application is that you are a resume sprayer. And a resume sprayer is somebody that sees an opening within a company and they get very excited about it and they apply to that position. Oh, and there's a position over here. I'll apply to that one too. Oh, and this one, and this one. And before you know it, you've applied to 15 different positions all within one company. And you know what? The recruiters are going to see this. They're going to continually see your name and the same exact resume that's not tailored to any of these jobs. And at some point, they're going to just start to ignore you and will not be calling you for any of these jobs. And so don't do this to yourself. Don't shoot yourself in the foot by being a resume sprayer. Instead, be very strategic about your job search and only apply to the positions that you know you're genuinely interested in and genuinely a fit for. Reason number 6 why you might not be hearing back is that you haven't followed directions on the job application. Now, some companies out there will have very specific instructions for you to follow when submitting your application. And if you miss any of these steps, it will automatically disqualify you. So you need to make sure you're reading through everything and not just flying by and submitting it as quickly as you can, because there is an ATS system, the applicant tracking system, that will eliminate candidates that either don't follow instructions or miss a step, or sometimes it won't read the resume correctly. So you need to make sure that everything is followed correctly there. I have heard of some companies that will go ahead and put a trivia question in the application itself, and they expect the candidates to go out on Google or just research and find the answer to this trivia question and then type it in the comments. And those that don't get the correct answer or skip this step are automatically disqualified. In my personal opinion, I think this is a little far stretched for a job application process. I mean, I get that they want to make sure you can follow directions, but really, I mean, think about it. If you have a great candidate and they just happen to miss this step or put the wrong answer in, then they're disqualified. And I think it's a way to eliminate more candidates than you need to. But nonetheless, just making you aware that some companies will do this, and so make sure that you are following specific instructions. You're not rushing through the application process and not getting eliminated for little mistakes made here or there that could completely disqualify you. Reason number 7 why you're not hearing back after submitting an application. This is that your preliminary questions did not align with what they're looking for. Now, preliminary questions are the questions that are in the application blank number of years of experience in sales or marketing or whatever technical skills are needed for this role. They may ask, are you eligible to work in the US? Or they may make sure that you're within a feasible location. And the list could go on these preliminaries. Now, there isn't much that you can do here other than make sure that you're truly qualified for the positions that you're applying for. And this will kind of help eliminate you getting disqualified by the preliminaries. But make sure that you do not lie on these questions. I have had candidates do this where they will put in the answer that they think the recruiter is looking for, and they'll lie about how many years of experience they have just so that they can get an interview. But here's the thing, once you are on the phone with the recruiter and you've lied about your years of experience, they're going to be double checking everything in the phone interview. And if you want to know specifically what kind of questions they're asking in the phone interview, I have a video linked down below. But basically, in this phone interview, they're going to be going over all those things and they're going to find out that you lied on these preliminaries and you're going to get disqualified anyway. And now you've just wasted your time and the recruiter's time. So overall, make sure you're not lying because that could just come around and bite you anyway. I have, like I said, had candidates do this and I end up just eliminating them from all positions because why hire somebody that was dishonest? And reason number 8 why you didn't hear back after submitting your application. And this one is actually that you did hear back, but the response is in your spam folder. Make sure that after you apply to different positions, you are checking your spam folder. Now, emails don't always show up there, but sometimes they do. And I have reached out to specific candidates for a job that they've applied to, and I don't hear anything back as the recruiter until months later they respond and they apologize that they didn't get back sooner, but that the email was in their spam folder. And at that point, it's too late and we've already hired somebody for the role. So make sure that you keep an eye out on your spam folder as well as your normal inbox after you apply so that you're not missing any important details from a recruiter. Hopefully this video was helpful for you as you are sitting there waiting to hear back from a specific company after submitting your application. If this video was helpful for you, give it a thumbs up and make sure to subscribe if you like content like this that will help you in your job search. If you need additional help with your resume and landing interviews, then make sure and check out my free resume checklist, which is linked in the description below. And again, feel free to reach out to me on my website, reneethecareercoach.com, if you'd like to work with me specifically on helping tweak and tailor your resume so that you are one of the all-star candidates that get called first for an interview. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you being here on my channel, and I will see you in the next video.